Good afternoon, Jeremy Smith here to present my final week 6 class project entree. The dish that I chose again was my entree. I'm saying my glasses are fogging up, which is the pan-seared duck, mushroom risotto, local poached egg, olive oil foam, and I had just charred a little bit of rosemary to get that smoky flavor. Put the cover on it. That smoke kind of fills up the plate cover a little bit, and then when they open it up, you get a little bit of that smoke flavor and smell. The rice I use is local Carolina rice. Truffle foam is, not truffle foam. Olive oil foam is just 300 grams of olive oil, 3 grams of soy lecithin, and you just hit it with the stick blender to create a nice thick foam. You have to keep it about 60 degrees Celsius to get it there. Poach the egg like you normally do, a little bit of vinegar water. I did a Brunoise baste on the roasted duck. Got my steel pan nice and hot. Placed the duck down in there, through. I pan-seared some lardons first, rendered out the fat, then added my butter and my rosemary. Then put the skin side down on the duck in the pan, and then just basted for about 5 to 8 minutes. Flipped it over, skin side up, and I basted for about another 10 to 12 minutes till I got a nice crispy outside skin. I'll let it rest for about 10 minutes. Come on in, Bill, if you want to get a little closer shot up of the dish. This is it done all the way. So far, I'd have to say this is probably one of the best dishes I've done throughout this course. I'm very happy with it. The wine that I chose today is 2012 Merlot, Napa Valley from Cakebread Cellars. This Merlot is nice. It paired very well with the duck. It's perfumed with black cherry, red plum, blackberry aromas, which are nicely complemented by hints of mineral and dried herbs, boasting considerable depth and concentration on the palate. The wine offers rich, vibrant, dark cherry and plum flavors, with notes of sage, tea leaf, and flinty minerally, adding zest to the long cherry-laced finish. The distinct complex flavors in the wine match perfectly with the robust flavors of the dish. It's got some nice legs on it. I believe it's 12% by volume. Double check and make sure. 14% by volume. Actually 14.7% by volume. I took a little bit of a gamble on running Merlot with the duck. My original plan was to do pan roasted quail. But unfortunately, we were out. I thought we had some, but we didn't, so I wanted the duck. And I decided to go ahead and go with it anyway. And to my surprise, it went really well. I took the analytical approach. You can definitely tell, you can pick up a lot of the terroir from the local roots in the vineyard in the Napa Valley area. The specific grape, the tannins of the grape, the fermentation process was really well. The acidity that's really nice with the creamy butteriness of the risotto, as well as the heavy oil flavor that you get from the baste on the duck. Of course, also when you crack into the poached egg, the egg oozes out and you can mix it in nicely with the risotto, kind of creates its own little sauce. So it's a nice balance and body with the when the egg yolk and the butteriness and the oiliness coats your palate. It's not too bad. I was very happy with this wine. Retails, we sell it here at work in our in-room dining for about $110 a bottle. If I remember correctly, we actually retail it or sell it in our room service for about $200 a bottle. I'm going to do a 30% markup on it. Let me check real quick to see what that was. The bottle cost was $32. I do a 30% tax on it. Actual bottle cost was $41.60. Sale price is $200 per bottle. And then the sale price per glass was $40 per glass, which beverage cost came out to 20.80%. I know, generally speaking, you want to keep around 18 or 16, but with, it being a casino and I do such a high markup on it, I didn't want to overprice it because I think people probably think it'd be a little too ridiculous to spend over $200 for a bottle of wine, especially with most people in our in-room dining. They they buy whole bottles of wine rather than in a glass. Of course, a lot of times we use it for amenities as well, to where the marketing team would come in and purchase the bottle of wine from us for a higher player, such as a 7-star. And again, I was very, very happy with this. Out of all the items that I put on my 5-course prefix menu, this was my favorite out of all of them. It was the perfect pairing. It was like a match made in heaven almost. But other than that, that's it. Again, we will go through the dish one more time. I did a nice butt mushroom risotto, classic Italian risotto. Folded in a couple of egg yolks. And then we did a pan-seared duck breast seasoned with a little Florida sel and salt and pepper. Did a Bernoisette, which is brown butter in French. Pan-seared with a little bit of rosemary. Basted the skin side down, coursed the skin side down, got a nice crisp skin on it. Flipped it over, basted it on the back side for about 5 to 8 minutes. Flipped it over, did the same thing with the skin for about 5 to 6 more minutes. Took the duck out of the pan, let it rest for about a good 10 minutes before we sliced into it. So as you can see, it's still a nice medium rare. Poached a local egg traditionally, used it as a garnish. And then the olive oil foam is soy lecithin, 3 grams. 300 grams of olive oil. Hit it with a stick blender, immersion blender. Let it froth up. Got to make sure that the mixture is about 60 degrees Celsius. And then you just lay that around on top. I try to go, traditional, old school with a little bit of new school, a little bit of Italian influence from Chef Farinadria from El Bulli. And get a little bit of that molecular gastronomy in there. I would really have to say that this is my style, that gastropub style, where old faces new. But that's it. Again, the wine that I chose was from a Merlot from Cakebread Cellars, Napa Valley, 2012. Again, just from the aromas to with the flavor that I get on the palate was a perfect match. The cherry laced finish, the long body or the heavy body, perfect balance. And the component that I chose from the analytical approach was balance and body. And again, I couldn't have been happier with this match pairing with the duck. Thank you again, and have a wonderful afternoon.